We are gathered here today to have a silly, goofy time. Yes, of course, always. The reason that I put semi-serious, I just dropped a new sample pack, and it's a vocal sample pack. Obviously, it is not me singing on the vocal sample pack, but I did produce the entire thing. The prize today is whoever, makes the coolest beat. I'm going to give them a copy of the sample pack. Spread the love, spread the joy. Okay, about the sample pack. So the sample pack is entirely filled with just vocal samples. That's it. I kind of designed it around how I would want to use it. And the way that I use vocal samples in music production, I'm not necessarily looking for like an entire verse. I like to just have little bits and pieces to incorporate into whatever I'm making, whether that be if I've already gotten a melody down or I've already written most of the song and I want to just drag and drop it in, whatever. There's a whole bunch of just random phrases. Maybe you could, use them as inspiration for like the theme of a song. I don't know the exact percentage. I'd say like 70, 80% more like melodic stuff. And then there's just kind of some just words, grooves and stuff. And then I also did a whole bunch of vocal chops with a lot of the phrases and stuff. And those are what I think are like the coolest part of the pack. I use a lot of, if you watch me produce music for this long, you know that I'm usually use a lot of vocals in music production. A lot of times I'll just grab random vocal samples from Splice and all that. Kind of just do whatever you want with them as you would any sample. With that said, for the stream today, I've gone ahead and grabbed, one sample, but the dry version and the wet version. And it's one of the vocal chop loops. We have the dry version right here.
I'll hold on, hold on to, I'll hold on, hold on to, I'll hold on, hold on to, hold on to, hold on to.
This is also a wet version.
I'll hold on, hold on to, I'll hold on, hold on to, I'll hold on, hold on to.
Basically the task is to take this and just get creative with it. It's already a vocal chop. You can chop it up more if you even want, or you can leave it exactly the same. I want to quickly just kind of run through and talk a little bit more about the sample pack in question, how I designed it, how I think it has some useful utility, and how it could be implemented into your writing process. Speaking like a real professional here. So you'll open it up and you'll see Cyber Vocals Volume 1. You got loops and one shots. We will just go ahead and start with the loops since it's first. We have chops and phrase loops. I'll do the phrase loops first. Obviously not going to play all of them because there's a lot. The phrase loops are essentially just exactly what they sound like. Phrase loops. I'll play the wet ones first because they sound better. But in the context of like production, dry vocals are often a little bit better.
I feel alive. All I wanted, all I need. I've got you on my mind. I've got you on my mind.
Kind of like I said earlier, there's like melodic ones, and then if they have X next to them, that just means there's like not really any kind of like key or melody or anything associated.
Come on, let's do it.
Just a vocal that would be maybe used in like a context where there's not much melody involved. A couple of them have different variations, like this one's kind of layered, Come
on, let's do it.
In which case it'll just say variation next to it.
Love to hear the sound of the bass in my face.
Just kind of fun stuff like that. We could scroll a little bit down. There's a little bit more, some more emotional ones like this. So yeah, that's, I don't want to play them all. That's the general idea of the phrase loops. And then in here, there might be, like I said earlier, there might be like a couple that don't have a dry version, but I did my absolute best to make sure that all of them had a dry version. I made this sample pack quite a while ago and then only recently just touched it up and finished it over the summer. Just was not very organized when I was making it. So I was like losing track of like where I was putting certain samples and stuff. The thing about producing a vocal sample pack that is so much different than my other sample pack is that like the vocals are like, it's a much different process than, for example, like Cybertrap Volume 1, where I was just making like doinks and bonks and boinks. Those are like, that's all fun and games. And then you get into like these vocal chops and phrases and stuff, and you're like getting into it, like really just hyper fixating on like, okay, this needs to be like exactly on beat. This syllable is a little bit off. I gotta fix that. I probably fixated too much on stuff like that, but it was a process. I learned a shit ton. Like ultimately, I just wanted this to be useful, and I have found it useful myself. I try not to use my own samples in my own songs because I want other people to use them, but I have used these as like jumping off points. My favorite part of the whole pack is the chop section. These I think are going to be like sick to use in basically any context. They're basically drag and drop, something to layer super quickly. So if you have a song and you want to just add a little bit of like ambience or a layer or whatever, you could just drag and drop this into it. And then there's some that have a little bit more complexity. And then there's ones like these where like you don't really have any idea what she's saying, but it's kind of fire. And all these come dry too. This one's one of my favorites. Yeah, these are all really cool. This is my favorite part of the whole pack.
love gets me high, gets me high, gets me high.
One shots. We got a few different things in here. Phrase one shots are basically just like words or quick sayings, but sung in a melodic fashion or said in a not melodic fashion.
Don't tell me when to stop, cause I like it when the bass drops.
Shit like that you could sexily incorporate into like a banger.
I just want somebody to love.
Basically stuff like this that I think is applicable to dance music.
Stay the night, yeah, you drive me crazy.
It's a lot of fun stuff like that. Effects, these are kind of just random, you know, there's a couple swells and stuff. Sort of like ethereal magic. The glitches are just, I don't even know what to say about these. These are just, I just took vocal recordings and audibly punished them. These are all made out of vocal recordings. Like there's no synthesizing done in here. Let me tell you, I could have just kept going here, but I was like, okay, I'm not. And then ad-libs are basically just like kind of ooh-ahs, you know, like. Stuff like this is kind of nice for little background layering. And that about covers it, you know? It's just kind of a cool little vocal sample pack. That's it. I like to think it's got a lot of use. It was a cool experience getting to make it. I actually started this thing so fucking long ago, and then it just took forever to actually wrap it up and finish it and then get it released. But it's out now. Currently, we have the gang remixing this sample right here. I thought about this briefly and I was like, I could remix that, but I technically already did for the demo song. So I don't really know. I kind of just want to make whatever. I was thinking maybe I could do like, try and make like some liquid drum and bass or something. I've never really made liquid DMB before. It could be fun. I'm going to start with a chop to kind of get an idea going off the ground. That seems like it'd be a good place to start. So liquid DMB is probably just the same tempo as a normal DMB, I would guess. I actually might start with the wet version of this one. Kind of already got everything that I was just about to do implemented into it, so. Rinse and repeat. I actually will add a slight amount of reverb on it for when it repeats. I have a cool bass line idea here. Probably use like a Reese patch. I think I might already kind of cut this up a little bit. I'm gonna move this back, extend this over. See, a little minor surgery, alteration to the loop. I'm trying to write around this here. That sounds really nice when it goes with A sharp, so I'm thinking. I'm just gonna extend that note and then boom, there we go. Okay, move these over. Copy paste. Let's open this thing up as it goes. Back to low passing this like such. And then now that we have like our melody figured out, also try and see how it sounds with the dry. Use the wet one kind of as a jumping off point. Now I want to see. Yeah, it might be cooler just to use the dry and then add my own effects to it. Why aren't you looking at your studio setup? It's a 360-degree studio setup. So like basically I'm surrounded. There's equipment in front of me and behind me. Nate, how are you making music with your monitor turned off? Also, it looks a little outdated. You guys, it's a 360-degree studio. There's a whole other side of this, okay? All right, let's just chuck in a drum beat. Actually, not yet. Let's get a top loop first. I can quickly go in here to effects, reverses, take this one. We're rocking with a A sharp downbeat, but the vocal is actually D sharp. So I might just be able to go up 2 semitones on this and have it work. Okay, that's good. And then we can kind of swell into a little breakdown here. Either a breakdown or a build. I might actually just go straight into the beat here. So in that case, before I add more atmospheric layers and shit there, let me just see how this sounds going into the drop. Really nice. So what I am kind of envisioning in my head right now is I'm going to keep the first like 16 bars of this kind of atonal, like a cool little Reese underneath it. And then we can keep the beat going and then transition and go back into like a similar melody vibe that we have here. All right, let's get a real deep rolling bass line in this thing, like a Reese bass that kind of filters in and out and then goes like, and then when it goes up, it just like, you know, the sweeps. We do like some sick reverb tails on it. Yeah, okay, this is good. This is good. Guys, I'm gonna do something I don't ever do. Oh my God. I didn't do that on purpose. I shit you not. I was like, guys, I'm gonna do something I don't ever do, and I'm gonna spell sidechain correctly. All right, low pass this. See what I mean? Like just do some shit like that. So I'm gonna start by just making an automation for my low pass, and then I'm going to make an automation for the pitch, and then I'm gonna make an automation for the rate. And then we can also pitch it up, and then we can adjust the rate. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm a dummy. Put this on the wrong note. Not D sharp, D. All right, I'm gonna stick with that. I probably don't need this loop right off the bat either. Let's see if I can find something a little bit less crazy. Jesus, that's a fucking expensively loud loop. Okay, you know what? I don't like that. I'm just gonna stick with this one. What I'm gonna do is create kind of a core melody for the intro. We'll take it away when the actual like kind of bass beat drop happens, and then we'll bring it back. So let's just kind of get something feel giddy. I can't tell if it's gonna be feel giddy or feel saddy. It might be feel saddy. What else we got in here? Okay, abandoning the old idea. This is better. Okay, I like that. Before I add on to all this, I'm gonna show the context of these next bars over here. So basically, I'm gonna have to copy this. Yes. Oh, I love that. All right, and then I can bring this over, put it right here. I'm just gonna get an actual sub layer in here. And automate pitch of the new sub so we can follow the Reese. Very nice. And now I can feel better when we go up to these higher notes and the sub seems a little lackluster. All right, sounds a little better. If I go back in and I maybe find like a phrase in here that would sound cool in this context. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's try this. Dude, this would be sick for the switch up. If I put it right here. Oh my God, and I could keep this part going maybe, but I'm gonna make it even more backgroundified. Shit, dude, Bishu, thank you for the raid. She beeshing on my, yo, she beeshing on my until I want to introduce this sooner. I'm gonna do so by making it the most subtle little background hint of what's to come. Woo, that's fire. All right, these ones I need to be way less abrasive. And then maybe, I don't know, let's see what else I could bring in. Maybe a new chop. This could be cool. I'm gonna low pass this entirely and then. It's a really nice melody. In which case, maybe I'll move these guys over. Let me mess around with this respace here and make it a little less aggressive. I'm missing like a mid-range, and I'm thinking I might just do, let me see how it sounds. I might just do a super saw. Yeah, okay, actually, I take that back. Maybe just like a fucking... Okay, that's horrible. Ooh, actually, let me try this. This would be nice. I might grab the dry version of this. Let me find it real quick. I need a better transition into here because I think I'm gonna go a little. I'm gonna open it up but keep it like kind of drier at the same time. Pitch the sample around a bit. We can go. I don't know. I'm just gonna play around and see what happens. And then I want to add moody piano chords, coffee time piano. Okay, yeah, this is a good preset. I want to just make some chords out of this. Guitar, maybe? We have time? Chill guitar. What's this? Time's up, idiot. Son of a I'm done. Disclaimer, I didn't make my song out of the sample that I gave everyone else because I pretty much already did that for the demo song. So instead, I just kind of had some fun making a little liquid drum and bass tune out of some of the vocals from the pack. Here it is. All right. Bad mixing, good vibes. It's the motto around here. That's a nice kick. That was lovely. This looks like one of those ads that pops up on what's that place called? Oh, the internet.
No imitation can steady better than many, and they know. Grab the rope and held it back, but man, I said that let it go. They wishing that they wish you well. Heaven knows you give them hell. They get the whole world ringing like a church bell.
Sick use of the drift low sample, dude. It was like one of the first loops, their chops or whatever that I made, and I almost took it out because I was like, I don't really know if this has much use, but sure enough. Such a bag tune.
Fart eater.
I'm just gonna not ask any questions. Dude, bro, I look like fucking, why is it giving Dennis Reynolds? But are we all not looking? How is it an optical illusion if we're all looking at the exact same? There's two different pictures. Not right now.
Never let me go.
Volume. Turn up the volume. Bass. Turn up the
Fire.
No. Oh no. Yo, bro, why'd you just play the original? You didn't even make any changes to it. My power went out halfway through and ruined the mix. Sorry. Unforgivable. PC crashed, so I didn't have time for proper intro. Today's cursed. I feel like everyone's having issues. Damn, that was sick. Well, you just earned 551 splice credits or whatever that equates to in human dollars. But either way, I'm gonna send you the pack, dude, and I hope that you have so much fun with it. And I hope that you create just beautiful, not even just music, but memories using it too. And for anyone else, if you're upset, maybe sad, you're a little bit sad, it's okay. The pack's available, and you don't even have to download the whole thing. If you're on Splice, you know, you can download 1 or 2 or 3 samples, whatever you want. I hope it sparks a little bit of inspiration on you. I hope it pushes you to be like, oh, that's just what I needed. Yo, that's just, oh, dude, that's just what I needed was DS EVC1 150 vocal chop. I'll hold on. I'll underscore hold underscore.
volume.